Of the time you hear advice on the internet saying, follow your heart's passion, follow what is the calling of your soul. You are here on a certain mission. Follow that mission, follow that purpose, follow that path. But nobody tells you how the hell am I supposed to follow that. You are not giving me a map, you are just giving me a statement like, if you want me to do something, just you also tell me how to do it. Most of the time these people do not give you any answer to this question. So that is why I am here to help you on this journey, so you can understand what is the passion of your soul, what your soul wants to hear, what your soul wants to talk about, and more importantly, what your soul wants to do. So please pay close attention to what I am about to teach you, because it took me years to learn this, and I wished I had someone like me to telling me about it. I wished I have seen a video about it, so I didn't have to, work so hard to find that answer. A lot of years of my life would have been saved. But again, if the answer would have come to me easily, I wouldn't be here teaching you. So let's dive into this subject together with open heart. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our secret society. In this society, we talk about all kind of stuff like mental health, psychology, Islam, mindset, everything to help you grow as a human, as a Muslim, inshallah. So if it is something that is interested to you, you can become a part of this secret society by subscribing to this channel. Okay, let's dive into our today's subject. Okay, first of all, I want to start it by clearing something. Like, it is my opinion that we humans have two missions, or we humans have two purposes. One is obvious, which was described in the Quran, which is to do Allah's ibadah, and that is our main purpose, right? Like, whenever you set goals, you first set big goals, and then you set small goals in order to achieve that big goal. So our big goal is ultimate, our big goal is the one for everyone, which is to please Allah, which is to do his ibadah, and inshallah to go to paradise or to Jannah. But in order to go to that big goal, we need to have smaller goals. We need to have short goals or short term goals, because this dunya is short and the akhirah, which is eternal, right? So your short goal is your soul's calling for in this dunya to achieve your bigger goal, and to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to help humanity, and inshallah to go to Jannah. Bigger goal, which is for same for everyone, as I have said before, which is Jannah, which is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the smaller goal is not same for everyone. Yes, let that sink in. It's not for everyone. We as a society has failed to realize this. We as a society want everyone to be the same. Imagine you are in a jungle, okay? You are in a jungle and you tell the monkey to climb that tree. It will climb that tree because it was easier for him. But now you go to the fish and scream at her to climb that tree, and now fish is unable to climb the tree, and now you scream at her that you are unintelligent. You scream at her that you're so stupid, you cannot even climb the tree. You tell the monkey to fly, he won't be able to fly, but the bird would be able to fly. So you praise the bird and you tell the monkey that monkey is stupid. I hope my example helped you to realize that we humans are different. We humans, even though there are a lot of similarities between us, on a core level, on a soul level, we all are unique. We all have our own unique gifts. We all have our own uniqueness inside of us that Allah has given to us. You might be good at math, and I might be terrible at math, right? My teachers force both of us to do math, and then when I'm not good at math, they tell me that I am a stupid person. And then I am good at art and you are not good at art, and then you know how our society works. I don't need to explain this to you. I hope I made it clear to you. So your smaller goal is, which is different for each individual. Like for women, like some women are so ambitious, they want to like lead, they want to create, they want to do something in this life, and other women, they want to marry, right? Like I have seen girls that their only goal is to marry someone, and I used to get so much disappointed in this, and I was like, what is the purpose, but then I realized that maybe their goal is to like train a leader. Their goal is to train a leader, a future leader, as like their child. So we are not here to question anyone's smaller mission or smaller goal. We are here to accept each other, and we are here to help each other to realize their smaller goal. So now that this mindset shift have been cleared, now let's move on to the next part of the video. Begin this with the question, because in order to answer something you need to ask the right question. You need to ask the right question in order to have the answer. The good coaches are those who don't provide a solution. They know how to ask such a question that their students or their pupils, they come up with an answer, because the answer already lies within us. Allah has planted that answer within us, and I would say that you have a special gift, and you are like, what is that gift? So we are going to work towards it so you can understand what is that gift by asking the right questions. The first question here is, what is something that when you do you forget about time? You are so much involved in that stuff that you seem to forget that time exists. You seem to forget where you are. You seem to forget your surroundings. Your brain waves slow down. We in our normal lives, we are in beta brainwave state where we are active, where we know our surroundings. But when we are in this creative state where we seem to forget about time and our environment, our brain waves slow down. When you are in this state of flow, that is something that your soul is enjoying, that your soul is having its meal. For some people it could be sketching, for other it could be writing a novel, poetry, or to taking photography. It could be anything, and that is what is your passion, that is what is your gift, that is what is your calling. Okay, so ask yourself this question, and you can write it down and you can go to it later, because we are going to jump towards the second part of our video, which is another question. So question number 2 that you want to ask yourself is, what is something that you would do for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years if you don't get any money? The reason why I am talking about money is very essential to survive in this society. We cannot put money aside when we are talking about passions, right? But realize that when you do something and you do it for money, then that is not your passion. You might hate your job, but the reason you cling to your job is because you are getting money. That is not your passion. You hate every second of your job, but you are like doing it for money. But what are you passionate about? You don't care about money when you are doing that. You don't. You are doing it because your soul feels happy. You are doing it because you want to do it, not because someone rubs that in your face or someone tells you that it is the most popular thing out there, so you gotta do it. No, you do it because you want to. Giving you example, like I am creating these YouTube videos, and even before I started YouTube, I created these videos. Before, I would only create them for myself, giving myself the advice. And then I started to post them on my WhatsApp, right? To help my family or to help my relatives or to help my friends. And then I started to post it on YouTube, and I am not doing it for money. Like I don't care whether I get money or not, because the joy that I get after helping people, the joy that I get by sharing my wisdom, the joy that I get by helping souls, like money cannot compensate for that. Ask yourself this question, what is something that you would do even if you don't get charged a penny, if you don't get charged a single penny for it? So the answer that comes, that is your soul's mission or the smaller goal that differentiate me and you. One thing I would like to clear is that some people chase money and a lot of people think money is evil. None of it is true. That is another topic of the video, but I want to say something, that money is a byproduct of something. So if you teach people Quran, of course you are teaching it because you want to get closer to Allah. Of course you are teaching it because you want His love. But if you are getting charged by it, it's okay to get charged by it. It is not manipulation, and it is not, your niya would still remain pure, and your darja, your the ajr Allah has written for you, he won't minus or subtract that for you. Money is not the goal, it is just a byproduct of it. So don't feel guilty for charging money if you have the chance. And don't chase money, like have balance, habibti. We have cleared this point, so let's jump to our question number 3. Ask yourself, what is something that is your gift? I talked about gift earlier, so now let me explain it a bit here. It is something that you think that is common with everyone. That is common with everyone. You think that everyone is good at it. You think that it is natural to humans, but which is not. It is a gift that Allah has given to you specifically. To you specifically. To use it for yourself, for your soul, for your mission, and to help other people. So I'll give you my example. You can understand it a bit more, inshallah. People always feel safe with me. Always. They always share their secrets with me. They always share problems with me, and they always come for me for advice. And before I thought that maybe it is common for everyone. Before I thought that maybe like everyone shares their secret whenever someone listens, but that was not the case. I observed people, they were friends for 6 years, and they didn't share their most vulnerable part with them, but they shared it with me. I observed people, they would be partner, but they would share it with me because like they felt so safe with me. And that is a gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, I made them feel safe by listening to them, by, by honoring them, by keeping their secrets safe, and by providing them guidance or whatever that I knew. But realize that it is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are natural at this. It's not something that other people have. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you. And that is your passion, and that is your life purpose. Realize that the short goal that we talked about in this dunya, that is it. That is your soul calling. I listen to my soul calling by creating this YouTube channel. And I want to mention this, that it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I am not saying that I am better than anyone for having this. But what I am saying is you have your own unique gifts, and which is from Allah. Something that you have, I don't have. So focus on something that you do have. I have seen youth which is so lost. They don't know who they are. They don't know what is their purpose, their mission. So I hope that these questions helped you to realize these answers. The second point that I want to say is you know the answer. Allah has planted that answer within yourself. But we are too consumed by this world. We're too consumed by the distractions that this world throws at us. We're too consumed by social media or by noise that we do not have time to listen to it. There's this thing that if it is your calling, it will keep calling you. And that was true for me. I didn't start YouTube channel the first time the idea got in my brain. My intuition kept calling me, kept nudging me, and finally I had to answer it. Finally, I had to surrender to it. Cut down all of this noise in order to listen to that calling of yours. Allah has planted that answer in your soul. So I have said this to you, and I'm going to say it again and again, that let go of all of these distractions and sit with yourself. Sit with yourselves and ask these questions. Your soul will answer you. You do not need any external voice to tell you what to do, because Allah has planted that answer inside of yourself. You just need to listen to it and then go towards it. Okay, honey? So listen to your intuition. It will guide you. Allah has gifted you with intuition. So listen to it. Do not ignore your intuition. You ignore it because you think that you are stupid. You ignore it because you think that it is weird to have the answers from yourself, because we are programmed to think that people are going to tell us what we are. People are going to tell us what should we do. But let go. Let go of this programming and invite your intuition to sit, to have a conversation with you, and to tell you what your soul is really begging you to hear. For people, it's madness. For you, it's expression. I saw this woman who posted for 7 years on YouTube, and she had like She had like a very small number of subscribers and she posted videos daily. And I thought like this, I was like so surprised. I was like, she's not getting any external validation, she's not getting any views. Like a minimum people are watching her videos. Why is she posting daily? Why? Like to me, I won't understand it, right? I wouldn't understand it at that time, but now I do understand it because it's her soul's calling. She doesn't care whether she gets the approval of others, whether she gets millions of views, whether she gets the validation of her hard work, of her consistency, because she wants to do it. So similarly, if you don't get praise for doing that thing, even if it breaks you momentarily, it is a phase that will pass because you will stand up once again, because again it is your soul's calling and you will stand up once again answering that calling, because it is not for the external validation, it is not for the compliments of people, it is because you want to create that thing, it's because your soul wants to express itself. Okay, when you throw external validation out of the window, what left is authenticity, what left is your soul, what left is you. So embrace that thing, even if no one is praising you, even if no one is appreciating you, embrace that thing. You were naturally drawn towards it when you were a kid. Robert Greene talked about it a lot. He says that your soul's mission or your purpose lies when you were a kid because you were not filtered by society, right? You were not conditioned by society, and society didn't tell you you should do this or that. This is something that is valuable, this is something that is not. Okay? Ask yourself what is something that you were drawn towards when you were a kid. So use that thing of your childhood, whatever it was. It could be, you were interested in bicycles, you were fascinated by robots, you were fascinated by stories, it could be anything. Honey, you really need to cut out of the noise if you want the answers. If I tell you, okay, you are good at writing, now become a writer, and I tell the other person, you are good at making things, become a scientist, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you need to go into your own self to have the answers. In a way, people can help you because most of the time you are not seeing your potential, but you can see the potential of other people. A lot of the time, I am telling my friends that you are naturally good at this, you need to like dig into your own self and to sharp these skills. And since I cannot do it with you, you need to do it for yourself. Another point which I don't even need to mention out loud, by the way, but I will tell it for you. Okay, this thing gives you energy. This thing gives you energy. It goes without saying. It's your soul's passion. Of course, it fulfills you with energy. Of course, it fulfills you with passion. It will drives you. Ask yourself when you are at that job. Ask yourself whether my job is giving me energy or draining my energy. If it's draining your energy, it is not for you. Whether the subject that I am studying is giving me energy or is draining my energy. If it is draining your energy, it is not for you. And if it is giving you energy, then it is for you. Like when I'm studying psychology, I am so excited like a child. Okay, it gives me energy. We think that our work, we think that our studies are supposed to be draining, but the reason they are draining is because you are not studying something that is for your soul. You are studying something that is for other people's soul, but not for yours. So when I'm studying psychology, I'm all excited. I am all excited like a child, and my classmates, they are surprised. They think that they think that it's crazy to love a subject. They think that it is crazy to love studying. But why do I love studying is because I love psychology. I don't like maths. I don't like engineering. If you put me into an engineering class, I would cry. And people think that I am naturally genius because I am good at psychology. It's because I love psychology and I'm studying what my heart wants me to study. And if you like put me into an engineering class, it would take all of my energy to understand a single concept. A kid that was naturally good at this stuff, he would understand it and it would give him energy. So don't blame yourself for not liking certain thing. It's just that is not for you. Why would you blame yourself for that? Honey, if it is a subject, go for it. Even if people don't like that subject, even if that subject doesn't guarantee you a good job, but it will guarantee you a good life, it will guarantee you happiness, it will guarantee you satisfaction and peace, and I think it's worth it. What else you need, honey? If you have a lot of money but not the peace in your heart, what else? If you have the approval of others but not the approval of your own soul, it's not worth chasing things that people chase, okay? If it's not meant for your soul. We think only hobbies are supposed to give us energy and our job, our studies are supposed to drain it from us. But it can be the other way around. If your hobby is your job, if your hobby is your study, it will make you feel like a child again. Because when you are curious about something like a child, when you are excited about learning something like a child, when you are passionate about learning something like a child, it's because your soul is really having an engaging conversation with you or with that thing. Okay, I was listening to this podcast where that man was saying that he was really curious about animals, about biology, and he was a grown adult, and when he would say that, his eyes would light up, his tone of voice would change from a boring adult to something that carries passion, to something that carries energy, to something that carries life. So no wonder why you think that you are becoming dead day by day. No wonder why you think that people that are in their middle age, they are boring adults. It's because they just do something that society expects of them instead of following their own path. So if I talk about psychology, I will get that excited. If I talk about psychopaths, I will get that excited because I'm really curious about their mindset. You would think of me as a child as I'm talking about these subjects. So embrace that child of yours that is interested in this subject. Embrace it and let it guide you. You are not lost in your life. You just never heard the calling of your soul. So it's time when you hear it. Now you have the tools, you have the right questions, you have a map that you can follow. So if still you choose to ignore that voice, if still you choose to ignore your intuition or your calling, then that is your choice. That is your choice. But you do have the tools to learn about your passions and to learn about your soul's purpose in this lifetime. It is up to you, honey, whether you want to embrace it or whether you want to reject it, whether you want to be among those 2% or 1% of people that actually do what they do, or whether you want to be among those 98 or 99% of people that are programmed, that are conditioned, or that are on autopilot doing what other people expect them to do. You know, the richest people, they don't work for money, they make money work for them. Why? Because they say that it doesn't feel like work and they get money out of it. It just feels like doing a hobby that to spend our money on it, not to draw money out of it. But the reason why they are rich is because it is never work for them. It is their soul's calling, and the money pours in and the validation pours in everything. But again, the purpose is not the validation nor the money. The purpose is the creation. They are the byproduct of it. I hope you enjoyed our today's meeting and I hope you learned so much things, because if I were you, I would have probably learned so many things. I am happy to help you to embrace the journey of your life, and you can ponder on it. My mission here is done. I am disappearing once again. Salam.